Hi, welcome to today's Verbling class about the digital revolution. We're going to be talking about modern technology, computers, the internet, and how all of these things affect our lives. I think this is very relevant because here we all are on Verbling interacting using a video interface. And so we are all definitely affected by the digital revolution and by technology. So I think we will all have something to say today, and I'll be giving you guys a lot of time to share your own opinions and practice expressing your opinions and speaking English, which of course is the reason that we are all here. So I hope we can learn some new vocabulary today and also perfect our English speaking skills. I had a question in the chat about how do I join the class? To join the class, you click on the green Join Class button. If you are not able to join the class, it is because the class is full. We have a limit of 9 people per class. So throughout the class, feel free to watch the broadcast if you are not currently in the class. And if any spots open up, feel free to join. Otherwise, we'll get started with the people who are here in class today. So hi everyone, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm very happy to see all of you as usual. I was in a little bit of a bad mood this morning because my heat broke again in my apartment. This happens to me probably once every couple of weeks, and things do not get fixed very quickly. So that's why I'm wearing my sweatshirt, because my apartment is a little bit cold. But I'm happy to be with you guys on Verbling, so I'm here in my sweatshirt on my computer, and I'm excited to have class today. So today we're going to be talking about technology, the digital revolution, and what that means and what it means for us. And what I really would like to know is what you guys think about it. So as you know, as many of you know, I usually like to have my students introduce themselves to the class before we start the discussion. So for the introductions today, I'd like to sort of get the discussion started during the introductions. So when you introduce yourself to the class, I would like it if you could tell everyone your name, what country you are in, and I would like it if you could share your favorite thing about technology. So what's something in your life that you can do because of technology that you couldn't do before? Or what is something in your life that you can do because of technology that you appreciate, that makes you happy? So I'm Libby. I'm from the US originally, but I'm in France right now. And my single favorite thing about modern technology is that I can communicate with my family when I'm here in Europe. So I love that I can use the internet to communicate with my family back home, because it makes it easier to be far away from the people that I love. So that's my favorite thing about technology. And let's see, I would love to hear your introductions. So first, Asan, are you here? Asan? All right, can't hear you, so try to check if you can get your microphone working, because I see you that you've typed into the Verbling classes, but I can't hear
Can
your
you hear me
voice.
now?
Yes.
I think you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so my name is Hassan Javed. I am from New Delhi, India. I am doing my master's in the Arabic language, and this is my final semester at
Well,
my
that's exciting.
university. Yes.
Congratulations, that's great.
Oh, thank you so much.
And tell us, what is something that you can do in your life because of technology? What's something that you appreciate that you can do with computers or the internet?
Oh, this is a very good topic, and I think one of them is this verbling classes, and this is the most important advantage of this technology. If it would not be here, we would not be able to be having this class with you. And what I do with technology or internet and computers, I spend a lot of time on the internet using various websites and reading, listening. I usually use like Skype where I can talk to people, I can read, write, I can do a lot. And fortunately, I have a teacher from Australia and I spend a lot of time with him. Whenever I don't have that person, then I try to join Verblink so I can use it. I do not use it only for myself, but I can also use for others. I can do some kind of language exchange, so I can teach them what I know, like Urdu, Arabic, or other languages, and I can learn many other languages like French and Hebrew. I want to learn them also, apart from the English language.
Yeah, great. That's a wonderful answer, and I agree. I think this is a huge use of technology, and it's very important. So I'm glad you agree.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing.
it's okay.
Okay,
It's my
next is
pleasure.
next is Eric Wang. Eric, are you here?
Hi, hi,
Hi.
hi, Libby. Okay, I'll introduce myself first.
Great.
My name's Eric, and I'm a college student in China. And my favorite thing about digital revolution is actually, I haven't think about it, but uh, I suppose you know, uh, it's kind of uh, like this Google Hangouts thing. I think so. thanks to this Thanks to Google, so we can do this verbally class on the Google Hangouts, and there's a lot of technology that uh, give us opportunity to communicate with foreign people, with uh, with strange people all over the world, and I think it's my favorite thing about the digital revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think long distance communication is so important. And I like that you mentioned the Google Hangouts thing because this is a very good example of companies working together to use technology. I think that's really cool that Verbling is a company and Google is a company, and they work together. They have meetings and stuff to work out how to use this interface. And I think it's really cool that even though they're completely different companies, they can work together and make a product that's even better than if they were separate. So it's cool to
Yeah,
see companies working together to use
yeah, it's
technology.
kind of technology combination, and
Yeah.
I think Google Hangouts is a very big platform for many companies, I suppose, and many products.
Yeah.
Except the online education.
hmm
Uh, I think we can do a lot more on this platform.
I agree. I think there's a lot of potential. And it's actually really cool. As a Verbling teacher, I get to give feedback. So I can tell the guys who run Verbling, I can say, hey, I noticed this problem with Google Hangouts, or I had a technical difficulty, or I would love to see a new feature. I can tell them new things that I want to see, and they actually talk to the guys at Google and they can implement what I want, which is amazing because I'm just a teacher, I'm just online working for Verbling, but because everyone is collaborating, they actually listen to my feedback and what I say, which is awesome that I can help make things better even just as a normal person. here at my computer. So the people at Google have been really helpful with all of this. It's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, Eric. And next, I would like to hear from you, Gustavo. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Libby. Hi everyone, my name is Gustavo, I'm from Colombia, and my favorite thing about technology is the access to the information, because when I was a child, I accessed the information through books and from my teacher said to me, and now I can update about the issues that are important for me, and yes, the access of information is the more important thing for me.
I agree. I think that's a huge advantage. So when you access information, let's say you want to read the news, do you go to news websites and read the websites, or do you use social media like Facebook and Twitter to find articles that interest you, or do you do both?
I do both. In Facebook, for instance, I access to New York Times or CNN or Miami Herald, for example, and I access to database to search articles, and yes.
All right, great. Yeah, I think that's a great point. Okay, next is Huyen. Can you tell us
Hello,
what you think?
my name is Huyên. I'm from Vietnam, and the favorite thing that I like about technology is that I get to access to a lot of information, and I actually have learned a lot of new things through the internet.
Yeah, yeah. So again, learning and information is much more accessible, much more easy to
Yes, it's
access.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you with the internet, I can study, I can learn in a different way
yeah. I
than
like,
in traditional schools.
yeah, part of what I like about internet learning and learning like this is that you can do it more at your own pace. You know, if you're sitting in a small classroom or if you're with people, sometimes it's a little bit harder to go at your own pace. But I like that when you read articles online or even when you sit in verbal in class, you can choose to participate or not, and you can take your own time to understand the material. I think that's really important.
Exactly.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you. Next, we will hear from Igor.
Yes, hi. How are you today?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And my favorite things about revolution, digital revolution, is several things. Um, for example, we can use modern photo video cameras to take images of moments in our life. And I can, for example, to use that modern transport computers that transport. I mean aeroplanes and this transport. It's very safe now at the moment, and 20 years ago it's not was so safe like now, for example. And we can use mobile phones. For example, I can use mobile phone, and it's very good thing, and help me in everyday life. And also I can, like other people say, to go on websites and search some useful information, books, maybe news, and of course Skype, and study on English. Yes, it's very important thing
Yes,
due
good.
to revolution, digital revolution. We can use with all things.
I agree. Those were all really, really good examples. I was reading articles before class today about the digital revolution, and this one article that I found says that 70% of people in the world own mobile phones now. 70%, 70. So that's most of the world owns cell phones or mobile phones. You can pronounce it mobile phones or mobile phones. Both pronunciations are correct. Anyway, so 70% of people have cell phones, which I find to be absolutely incredible. That's a lot of people who
And
can
digital
communicate.
revolution is not only internet, but all things that it's modernized in our world. Cell phones, I don't know, transport, all things.
Yeah, that's
Supermarket.
why. Yeah, everything. That's why I'm glad you mentioned transport, because transport is a really important point. When we think of the digital revolution, most people think about computers and the internet, but what it generally refers to is just a world that is digital. And transportation is included in that. When we're working on making airplanes or, organizing public transportation routes, all of that now is digital, and that's why it's a lot better.
Safe cars,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Volvo.
car safety, good, car testing, all of that research now that used to have to sort of be done on paper. They still could do this. They could still do research before computers, but now that all of that research and that engineering work is digital, it makes transportation a lot safer. Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, so let's see, what else was I going to say? Good. Oh, and you mentioned capturing moments, capturing life moments. I think it's very
beautiful life moments.
Yeah, and it's amazing to be able to keep those memories in ways that we couldn't do it before. Facebook, you see on your Facebook timeline, when you use Facebook in English, your profile is called your timeline. And it literally is a timeline, right? It has 2013, 2012, and Facebook now keeps track of your life in a chronological format. What does chronological mean? Does anyone know? Chronological?
I know, but don't know how to explain.
Okay.
It is about the time.
Good.
From past to now.
Yeah, exactly. So
order time,
yeah, it's ordered based on time. Good. So chronological means it's ordered or organized based on time. So if someone might say, please tell me the events in chronological order. Chronological order means you start at the beginning and you finish at the end. So first I was driving my car, then I looked to the other side of the street, then I saw a car accident happen, and then I stopped my car. So I'm telling that story in chronological order. And yeah, Asan makes a great point there in the Verbling classes box. If things are described or shown in chronological order, they are described or shown in the order in which they happened. So that's a good dictionary definition for that. Anyway, so Facebook is chronological, and that's really cool because it allows us to look at our lives and to record moments in ways that we never could have done before the digital age, the digital revolution. All right, so next, let's see, next is Juan Manuel.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you.
My name is Juan Manuel. I am from Mexico. Well, you guys made me feel bad because I use internet for all digital things for, I don't know, for download music, to download movies. Also, if I need a expensive program or something like that, many most of the times you can find these expensive programs on internet and you can download them. So this is one of my favorite things about internet because it's really useful and help people to save some money.
Good. That's a really good point. So previously, other people mentioned access to information as being important. And you bring up also the very important point that you can literally access products using the internet. So music, movies, software, these are products that we used to buy in the store. And now instead of going to a store to purchase them, we can either purchase them or download them off the internet. And this results in a lot of people saving money because they don't have to buy things that they would have had to buy before. Igor makes the point in the Verbling classes chat that this is illegal. Yes, it's usually illegal to take copyrighted content and put it on the internet. This is something that I want to talk about in a few minutes. Once we've gone through the whole class, we're going to change the discussion and talk about the disadvantages or the cons of the digital revolution. So keep that stuff in mind, and then we'll get more into it when we have our discussion in a couple of minutes. So for now, we will move on to, is it Loai? Loai? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name.
Loai.
Loai, okay.
Yes. I'm Loai from Cairo, Egypt, and my favorite technology is internet because it communicates the old culture in all the world, like music, politics. It's communicate all people around the world.
Yes, good. So it allows all people around the world to communicate, and it's easier for us to understand each other's cultures or to discover each other's cultures because we have that
social
technology.
media, like Twitter, Facebook.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Social media is a huge deal. It's very, very important. All right. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next is Mustafa.
Yes, my name is Mustafa from Egypt. The digital revolution become in everywhere in our life. We cannot deny the benefit of this technology. If we would like to know the benefits, we will compare past and now. How can past live without technology, and now we have all technology that helps us in on all daily life, in hospital, in school, in street, in any way, in study, everything now depend on technology.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
Good point. I definitely agree. I think you're right. When you look at the past versus the present, we can see the evidence that technology helps us. I like that you brought up hospitals because I think medical care is a really important result of the digital revolution. Hospital care has been made much better because we can use computers and digital research to help people be healthier. So same with schools. You know, schools have been made better by technology. So like you said, technology is everywhere. It affects our lives every single day. And it's pretty amazing the extent to which technology has become widespread. It's pretty cool. All right, thank you. And last is Wolf.
Yes, I'm Wolf. I think the technology, especially the internet, is very useful to communicate with the people because I think everything available at your fingertips. Without minimum wastage of time. It really is important. Or you can find all kinds of information through the internet because actually you don't have to waste your time. You don't have to go to library. You don't have to go to research or something like that. Just you can use your internet. Is really useful. For also is a shopping. You can shop through the internet because its price is really, I think, is reasonable if you compare the shop in the streets or in the internet. On the internet, the price is more reasonable, and also, yeah. But these all is aspects of I think the pros of internet. These are is not a revolution. For me, it's a revolution. Is a WikiLeaks is a revolution for internet. Also because it means because we can see a lot of hypocrisy in the WikiLeaks cables, and also for recently we can see in a Vatican. Pope's Butler leaks a lot of documents, corrupt documents about Vatican Bank. This is a revolution. I think it's very important. It means for me it's a social justice. We can see a lot of clear, without censorship, is information. A lot of, I think, is a big argue about that. A lot of people argue is a internet media eat the print media, but I don't believe that because every sites, I mean print media on the other side in the internet is a unique characteristic. I think, in my opinion, yeah, that's all it's coming to my mind at the moment.
Okay, great. Thank you. Again, I'm really, really impressed with all of your thoughts about this. I think you're all very knowledgeable about this topic, and I really appreciate the variety of content that people are bringing to the discussion so far. We can see that there are a lot of different facets to this digital revolution. There are a lot of different parts of it, and it's very interesting to think about how many of these aspects, how many of these parts of the digital revolution affect our lives. So yeah, let's go over a couple things. Saving us time. You mentioned that, Wolf. So yeah, it takes less time to send an email than it does to write a letter and go to the post office and mail it, right? We're able to communicate a lot faster, and our communication is a lot more efficient because we save time. Online shopping was also a really good point. When you can shop online, it's easier to compare prices, and so you can get a better deal, and companies will create better products because we have access to a wide variety of products on the internet. Let's see what else. Oh yes, WikiLeaks and examples of documents and things like that being leaked. For those of you who are going to be around in an hour and a half, I'm doing another class specifically about internet privacy. So if you're interested in that stuff, definitely come back for my other class or watch the video, because we'll be talking more specifically about things like WikiLeaks, things where internet information becomes very public, and there are a lot of implications to that. There are a lot of things that can happen when that private information becomes public. So, and you're right, Wolf, that is very revolutionary, the ability to share content in a way that makes it so that it's no longer private and now it is public and anyone can see it. Okay, thank you all so much for sharing your thoughts so far. It's been cool to hear what you have to say. What I would like to hear about now, we've all talked about stuff we like and we appreciate about having digital technology in general. Who would like to talk a little bit about the complexities of this? It's not all good, and we know that. What are some disadvantages or some negative things about the advent of this technology? Why can some of this digital stuff be bad? Any ideas?
For example, just like Facebook, you know, Facebook is a social website, which you know, is for us to record and share our life, I suppose. But sometimes, you know, maybe it will cause a lot of trouble for us. Like when you are seeking for a job, your employer, you know, they might be looking your, they might be looking up, they might be searching the internet, and they might be go to check your Facebook.
Good, good.
Check your Facebook, and a lot of your private things will be seen by them.
But you
Right,
can hide your information on Facebook and on our
Yeah,
site.
but sometimes maybe you will forget to to hide this very private stuff. So your boss, they might see it, and sometimes it will cause a lot of trouble for us.
You need 5 minutes to hide, and it's all okay after that.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to go with Eric on this one. My parents are lawyers in the U.S. and they work a little bit with this privacy stuff. And the truth is, any information that you put on the internet, regardless of what privacy settings you change on Facebook, somebody's going to be able to access that information if they really want to. So even though you can change information so that only your friends can see it or only you can see it, the reality is that once you put something on the World Wide Web, on the internet, if someone knows enough about computers, they can get it. So I agree. It's important to be very conscious of your privacy and to make your Facebook stuff as private as possible. But for instance, if you have something on Facebook that's maybe a little bit inappropriate or not as good, if you run for president, I guarantee someone will find it.
Yeah,
So,
but sorry, but I think there is nothing wrong with Facebook, in my opinion. I think because people, I think, misuse their personal information on financial details. People have to pay more attention when use their personal information and financial data or something like that. I don't think it's not common sense for me blaming to internet for human behavior. It's not common sense because the internet it's a tool. I mean, depends on you how to use this tool.
yeah, I think that's an excellent point. Is that it's very easy to blame Facebook or other websites for sharing our information when we don't want them to. But the best solution is just to be smart about what you put on the internet. And a lot of people are taking a lot of time to figure that out. But I think it's important. You're completely right, Wolf. It's important as an individual to be smart about what content you share and to protect your own privacy. That's good.
Actually, my point is, being careful of when you put things on internet. It's not about the internet. Internet is good, but it's the way how we use it, I suppose.
Good. Yes. And Wolf said the internet was a tool, and I think that's a good point. Like any tool, you need to know how to use it. So good. The internet is a tool, and it's important to know how to use it.
I have a point for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
For example, as 2 weeks ago, I went to visit a friend of mine. His sister, that she has a little boy, was learning how to use a computer because the relation between his son was broken because this child spent too much time on the internet, and now I believe relations with parents are tending to broken because you don't know what these little boys nowadays are watching on the internet or what information are they accessing. So this is one of the disadvantage of this technology. No, you have to have more control about this information that your children can see nowadays.
Good. So there are two important points there, I think. one point is, because this content is available to everyone, sometimes it's inappropriate for certain audiences. And sometimes children can access material that we don't want them to be able to see. So it's very important to be smart about what we let, our children or our young people see on the internet. That's a good point. The other point there that I think is good is young children using technology. I mean, it's kind of, instead of interacting with other people, now they're interacting with their computer or with their phone. And so this sometimes, I think, lowers the quality of how people interact because they're texting instead of talking to someone at dinner, or they're on their computer instead of going for a walk with their friends. So, I don't know. More thoughts. What do you guys think?
Yes, I would like to. I do agree with Wolf, as he said that it's a tool and we have to know how to use a tool. Everything has two sides. You can use in good things and you can misuse that. Even a small thing like a knife, you can cut your hand and you can use like uh, you may prepare your food for that. So, but the thing is that I think people have to know about how to use that. I think due to lack of knowledge, especially for internet, they're not able to know what to access and what not to access. Why we are sticking on only on Facebook? There are many other things, and Facebook has also, as you mentioned, that you can change your privacy or other things. So I don't think much disadvantage of this digital life, but I would like to mention one thing, and it has created a gap in between people. Like, I do not know what's going on in my neighborhood or the person who is living just next to my door, but I know what's going on in other country. Like, I know what's happening in the USA or in the UK or in Australia, but I do not know what's happening with my neighbor who is just beside me, and he's well or he's not well. So this digital has brought us in a like in a village, and it has changed us in a global world, but it has also created a gap between us. So we do not even bother to ask them, but we know what's going on in other part. So I would like to say it is only a disadvantage. Otherwise, we have to know how to use the internet or digital things, and as I have already mentioned some benefits of that. So one point is only I would like to mention here. So do you agree or not?
I definitely agree. Um, I think that's a really important point that when we're looking at screens instead of looking at each other, we could know what's going on in other countries or far away. And that's great, it's good to know other information. But it's not okay if we do it at the expense of our neighbors and our family and our friends. We need to remember, as we're using this tool, to stay close to the people who we love and not forget that, it's more important to interact with real people than to interact with computers all the time. So I mean, I agree. Does anyone else have any thoughts about that?
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about health problems. Um, I know that a lot of people they have to work for long hours, and sometimes they just have like 10 minutes break, and they're supposed to go out to take the walk or to engage in recreational activities, but actually they just spend the time checking Facebook or looking at some news, and they don't get the activities they supposed to get, and in long term that may cause health problem to them.
Yeah.
But not all people. Maybe someone, but definitely not I, not me. When I have free time, I go. I don't know, in the
To eat
park with
something.
friends, and it's all okay.
Yeah, and another great example of that, what matters is how we use technology. And it's important, again, to remember that we need to use it well and not waste all of our time on it. I'm really glad you brought that up, When, because in the school where I work in a French high school, and a lot of the teachers have complained to me that in the last 15 or 20 years, they have noticed that students care less about school here in France. And they think that the students are just becoming less motivated and they don't really want to learn as much. And there are a lot of reasons for this, but it's very interesting. A couple of the teachers have said to me that they believe the reason is television, cell phones, and computers. So they think that because the kids are using digital technology all of the time, they don't spend enough time in the real world playing sports, interacting with friends, talking, and just sitting in a room and talking to friends. So actually, a couple of the teachers believe that because of digital technology, the kids don't care about anything as much. They don't care about the real world because they don't spend enough time doing sports or hobbies or fun stuff. So I don't know if that's true, but I think it's interesting that,
Yeah, kind
that
of.
people think that.
But I think again, there is nothing to do with internet, because I think I agree with you. But about relationships, I think social behavior. For instance, if we look at the countryside in rural places, a lot of people know each other, give their kids more freedom because everybody know each other. But if you go to cities like I don't know, it's a big metropolitan cities, you can come across all kinds of people, murderers, rapists in the cities, and all kinds of different people. In the cities, people more productive, more close, not very communicate with each other. They little is a cult if you compare the rural places. Is that I mean is relationships and social behavior nothing to do with like in internet, because yeah, but kids spend their time texting or something like that. But is the issue solved in a social behavior? I mean, it's kind of social behavior. You can't blame the texting message or internet that for that kind of reason. I think it's unfair for me.
Okay, good. That's a good opinion. I think
Okay.
they're always very tied. You know, social behavior and technology. We can't really consider them separately because they always work together. And the way that humans use technology, again, yeah, it's not okay to blame technology for bad human behavior, but at the same time, like we've mentioned, without education, sometimes people don't understand how to use technology in the best way. You know, maybe a better solution is to make sure that everyone is better educated about it. I don't know.
Yes, I
What
think
do you
that.
think? Okay, go
Okay, I
go
think
ahead.
that the health is another important issue related with the technology, because now we can see that the children are more obese. Yes, is good, is right.
What is it? The children are more.
Facing
Obesity.
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 Can someone type it? I can't tell what word you're saying.
Obesity.
Actually, it's
Obesity.
The children are more obese. Okay, yeah. The adjective is obese, O-B-E-S-E,
Yes,
and the noun is obesity. Got it. Okay.
yes,
Sorry.
and is in part is related with the not proper use of the technology, because spend a lot of time in front of a computer instead of playing with another children, and sometimes is related with the food is not safe in many cases. It's not natural than before. Has a lot of additives, and this is affect the children and the adult people.
Good. And this is also a part of modern technology, right? Modern technology has enabled us to make a lot of processed foods, foods that have additives, foods that have artificial ingredients, foods that are not as natural. So that's another example. Between watching television and eating processed foods, we have seen a huge rise in child obesity. That's a really good point. Really good point.
Yeah, but sorry, in the world, in some places suffering obesity, but in some places suffer in shortage food. But is both places have a internet?
Yes.
Could
Yeah,
you
Good point.
explain it more?
yeah. I think is that you told us your internet affecting the children. Like
Hmm.
they spend all their day in front of in the screen because they going be fat, and I mean like obesity. Am I right?
Mm,
I think
Yes.
I see the point that's trying to come through here, which is that Wolf, you're saying that maybe it's not maybe it's not the internet that's really responsible, like you've been saying before, that we can't blame the technology for the social problems. I would point out that there is a huge correlation, there's a huge connection between access to technology and obesity. So
Um,
developed countries that have higher levels of access to modern resources and technology are more likely to be suffering from increased child obesity.
he want to say that not all people who use internet is obese. Obese.
Right, and
This is
I'm
his
telling
point.
you about this connection is of course that's not true. Of course using the internet does not make you obese. But we do see in research a very big association between
Sorry, I
those two
understood
things.
people going obesity, fat. I mean obesity because they spend all their time in front of the screen, sitting, not move too much. I mean, they, for example, 10 hours, 12 hours in a day. If someone don't move, just sit like a freeze in the front of their screen, I think it's going to. I'm sorry, I understood like that. Sorry.
Yeah, which is true.
It's okay.
Because our entertainment is largely on screens now, we watch movies, we go on the internet, we spend more time sitting down. Yeah, that's true. And if you spend more time sitting down, you'll probably be more likely to be fat or to be obese. So I think that's a very good point. I'm glad we brought it up.
Yes,
Do you not
for
think I
instance,
have another point? Do you think that due to this technology or digital things, we are going to lose the depth of knowledge because people have many access and they can Google or search on the internet whatever they want to do, and they don't spend much time to read and grasp and then produce something by themselves. They prefer to copy and paste, like they take some information from here and there and then they put or organize in some way and then they try to present it at any place. This is one point. Another point is that we are going to lose the vocabulary power. In previous days we were trying to explain things by words, like we were trying to bring many vocabulary to describe a situation, but nowadays it is very easy to get access through Google Images or on YouTube. You can look at something or you can get just information and you are not able to explain things by using words, vocabulary. So these are 2 points I just wanted to put it here.
Okay, great. So your first point, when we refer to that phenomenon, what we call it is information overload. When you have so many sources of information that you don't really stop just to focus and read it. Instead, you skim it and you copy and paste, and maybe you don't learn as well. And then your second point, yeah, about maybe we're going to lose the power of words or writing because of the internet. So what do you guys think about those points? What do you, anyone want to say anything?
Yeah, of course it's true because it's a Google search engines like a Google or Yahoo. All is not create the information. All is you can find collective information. You know what I mean? They not create the information. People is create the information. Just put in an internet or computer. Just you can find through the internet on the Google search machine. You can just find collective information.
Okay, cool. Quinn, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I want to talk about picture. For me, when I learn, like when I study English, there are a lot of words that I don't that I don't know the meaning, and the fastest way to understand that word is to go to Google image and search to see what it is. So I think images in this case is very helpful for learning. So even though you don't have the ability to express what it is, but I think they say that pictures are worth millions words. That is very true in this case.
I do
Good.
agree with Huyen that he's saying if you want to understand anything, and there is a saying in English, I believe, a picture is better than thousand words. So you can understand anything if you want to see a picture, but what we are going to miss is that we're not able to explain things to others. When it comes to tell me about it in your own words, or you explain that without showing any picture or any information, then the problem comes. If you want to understand anything, you can just Google, or you can get for yourself, but not for others. When you communicate with others, or when you try to explain things for your students or audience, then this problem arises. So that was my point. It was not point for a person. Individually, a person can get access and understand it very well, but he
Can I,
or she cannot understand that. Okay.
can I
I
add
think
something?
Yeah, go ahead, Juan
Yes.
Manuel.
Well, for example, last week, copy paste say my life at work because there were first there were a video conference with Russian people. So, but they forgot to make a quickly introduction about what we was told about it. So what I did, go to quickly to internet, research some information, and copy and paste in a presentation. So in some cases, it really is good, but I agree that children don't have to lose these routines like reading, writing. But it's important to develop a person, a good person in life.
Yeah, good. Great points. Really good points.
And I want to summarize something. When you search information, a lot of time you use. It was many years ago. Now it's more faster. With you introduce word and you see all information about this word. But you may choose. You can search information like many years ago, or search like old people do now. You can choose, and
Good, good. So that's another example of you
no
choose how to use
one.
technology.
Yes, no one is say to you use Google Pictures or Google Translator or something. Go in the library and search in books like many years ago, if you
Right.
like that.
Yeah, good, good point. Okay, I have a point that I really want to make, actually. I think the point that Asan made is really interesting because I have had the same concern as well. Will the internet make us not care as much about words and self-expression? And I read an article recently, and I can't remember where I read it. I wish that I could share it with you guys, because the article was about how the internet has actually made writing skills more important and made self-expression in words actually more important. And this article was really well done. Basically, the reason that this author believed that is because now that anyone can publish material on the internet, anyone can be a writer, right? I don't need to publish a book to be a writer. I can just make a blog. And I actually do have a blog. My blog, I blog about my European adventures, here in France and stuff.
Share with us your blog.
It's yeah, if you want to read it, I'll give you the address. But anyway,
Yes.
so the point is, because of blogs and things like that, if people want to perfect their writing skills, they can put their content online, If I want to be a writer, I can share my content with people. And so for a lot of people, that actually gives them more motivation to be a good writer because they want people to read their writing and they can share it more easily. So I think they're both good points, but I thought it's a really good point that because anyone can now write online, maybe it's actually people want to be able to use words even better than they did before. It's an interesting
Yeah,
question.
there are a lot of blogs or news website. They are really good, because why is good? Because they are not just people put copy and steal information from other website. If people will do this, it is not going to be valuable because nobody enter that kind of cities. You have to very creative and very good writer to be open is a good web page or blog. There are a lot of blogs on the media. One of the best ones is very creative came from internet, not the print media. Also interesting point.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, we have time for maybe one or two more comments before we finish. Does anyone want to share any thoughts?
I think the conclusion should be, or it is that we should take all best example. And one advantage I would like to add here, and I do experience in my life, earlier we had to take books with us, but nowadays with the this digital technology, we can have a lot of books in our system, like our laptop or tablet, whatever we use.
Does anyone have one of these? Does anyone else have a
Not yet,
Kindle?
but I will have very soon.
This was my Christmas present. I love it. I love it like it's my child. It's so all my books are on this.
But it's a Kindle.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's a one of those. It's a Kindle. It's like I'm like advertising it. Buy the Kindle. No, but it's a good example. I can carry all my books in my purse.
Yes, so we don't have to worry about bookshelves or other things. We can have a lot of books and then we can read that. So that's all I think I should give other people to speak about it.
Yeah, when were you trying to say something a second ago?
No.
Yes, I want to say something about learning English because when I don't have technology with me, I have to practice English with myself. So when it comes to learning English online, I have chances to talk to you guys. So I have chances to express my ideas. So I totally disagree that you say digital revolution hurts our expressing ability or whatever.
Yeah, good point. So using video stuff, it's important to be able to express ourselves. Derek made a point in the Verbling classes chat saying Twitter and Facebook will make us dumber because all of our information comes in short blurbs instead of longer articles. So I don't know. On the one hand, it's good because it means we have to distill information into very concise, understandable pieces. But maybe it makes us lazy and we don't want to go read a whole article anymore. So again, something where it could be both. And it depends on how we use the technology, like we've agreed.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank you so much for your class.
No problem.
so much.
I have to say, guys, I am so impressed with your level of vocabulary, the way you can use grammar to discuss all of this correctly. today has been definitely one of my most impressive classes in terms of like how you bring
Whoa.
It's our pleasure.
I'm very happy to have talked to you about this, and I'm very excited that you all have such structured and smart opinions about this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, teacher. Please do more debate
Take care.
classes.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see some of you guys later today, and otherwise I'll see you on Thursday and Friday. I have more classes. And like my Facebook page if you have not already, facebook.com/LibbyVerbling. You can ask me questions, check out my class schedule, and communicate with me outside of class.
This is good. These debate classes.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
All right, and I will see you guys later.
So much.
Bye.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.